Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I think some of you may know me, some may not. My name is Hassan Mohammed, Chief Executive Officer of the National Cohesion and Integration Commission. First of all, we thank you for coming to this press conference. The whole idea of this press conference is to make certain announcements. That, as you are aware, and I think you live in this country, there is a bit of heightened political activities. I know 2022 is still far away, but I think you have seen rallies over the weekends in a number of places, and there have been politicians have been addressing rallies. We are saying that people have the right to and freedom of expression, and politicians can go there and sell whatever ideas they have, and they can even propose certain persons for elections in the coming years. But we wanted to caution both politicians and those people who use the social media that whereas you have the freedom of expression, our constitution also is very clear that there are certain limitations to that freedom of expression. And therefore we are asking people to try and be within those limits as they go out to those rallies and what. And because we have noticed this heightened political activity, we have mapped out certain counties for the time being, which we are calling hate speech potential hotspot counties, because there are a lot of activities going on. These counties are basically Kiambu, Kilifi, Uasin Gishu, Elgeyo Marakwet, Baringo, Nakuru, Nyeri, and Kakamega. Almost every weekend there are activities in those counties. So what we have decided to do is to increase monitoring in those areas. And we are working with the offices of the National Police Service. And therefore today what we have decided from today is to increase the equipment which those officers have. And symbolically we are today going to issue certain equipment to, there is an officer here from Kilifi, the District Criminal Investigation Officer from Kilifi. It's going to be symbolic, but what we are doing is we are going to issue, generally from today, we have about 110 audio recorders additional, and we have 8 camcorders to be issued to those counties so that monitoring can be enhanced in those areas. We are not saying that the other parts of the country don't require monitoring. We had already issued equipment to those areas and before the 2017 general election. But we have just mapped out these areas as the ones now where there is a lot of activities going on, and therefore we have to be alert. There are officers in the field, the police officers who will be doing the monitoring and who have been doing that. And occasionally we will also be sending officers from here once we know the itinerary of some of the politicians. So we are calling you so that you can witness and so that we can inform you about this. And also to caution those people who are the politicians who are going out to those meetings that they should not cross the line. Recently there was one politician whom we had called here, we had summoned him. And a lot of people were not happy about the action we took because we decided to give him a cessation notice, which is something which is allowed in the law, you know. When somebody is probably a first offender or something like that, you can always use other methods. But we are saying now that we may take some more drastic action. You know, the action we are going to take will actually depends on the situation. At certain times when the situation is not all that bad, we resort to instruments which the law has allowed us, like conciliation, which is in the law. The National Cohesion Integration Act allows us to do something called conciliation, where people apologize and then they are let out. We also have something called the cessation notice. But if it is, when it becomes, necessary, we may have to resort to litigation and taking people to court. So we are making this announcement so that people know. Kwa Kiswahili, kwa wale ambao labda hawasikii lugha ya Kiingereza, nataka